can we look at this Sunday? And the main card is Plessis and Strickland. And there's been a lot said about it. I mean, I've seen Strickland jump over 3 or 4 people and get stuck into Plessis. And I interviewed Plessis last week, and he's saying that he's confident that he's going to take it to the next level. He's saying that he's evolved and Sean has not evolved. As a fighter, I'm talking about. What are you expecting? Fireworks?
Well, listen, Sean Strickland, for all of his, talking that he does, when he gets into the octagon, he's got a very, very good style. Nice jab, always stays composed. I ran into Plessis in the elevator at the hotel and his coach, and they were telling me, I mean, these guys do everything right. That they're actually really smart in how they approach everything. He got here. I'll give you an example. He got here over 2 weeks ago to acclimate to the time and all the other things. I think that's one of the things that boxing has over us. Because we had such humble beginnings and we're only like 30 years old as a sport, these guys don't do the things that boxers do. Like when you were a boxer at that level, making that kind of money and you were the main event, the camp was all built around you. You had your own camp, your own training partners. You would get into a place early, like I said, to acclimate, whether it's to altitude or time differences or temperature or humidity. All these different things play a factor in the fight. And I think the Plessis camp did a great job of getting here early. Ronda Rousey, when she flew over here to Australia and lost to Holly Holm, she came straight from filming a movie, got here 3 days before the fight. Had a hard time making weight because of it, and obviously the time difference. And you saw how that fight ended for Ronda. Plessis, really, him and his team and his coach is brilliant. Have a great game plan coming into this fight.
But I remember you saying that Australia is the home of the upset too.
It's true. It really is. That is true. And I think all of the things that I just mentioned are part of the reason. They're all factors in it. And Plessis' camp knows that and have really looked at this thing like professional boxing does and how they set up their whole camp and their strategy to come into Australia. And
it's interesting you mentioned that, Chris, the Australia's the home of the upset. Last weekend, I was tuning into Izzy's fight, Israel's fight, and there was an upset for me anyway. He got knocked out and TKO in the second round, I think it was.
Izzy?
Yeah.
The Izzy fight?
Yeah. And did that surprise you? Because I saw you interviewed later and you said you didn't expect it.
Yeah, listen, Izzy looked incredible in the first round. Yeah. Absolutely picking him apart, chopping the calf kick the whole round. At the end of that first round, his face was all busted up, his leg was busted up, and Izzy got caught in the second round. Anybody can get caught with a big punch. But yeah. What's the question you're asking me? Was I surprised by the upset?
Were you surprised for it?
No. Anybody can get caught.
Yeah, and that's sort of the point. Anybody can get caught, and that's sort of the point about Plessis, because Strickland's a dangerous fighter. Yeah. I mean, he's a good defensive fighter, but he can get dangerous.
100%. No, he's going to get in there and mix it up with him, and it's going to be a great fight.
Yeah. So Australians love toe-to-toe. I mean, we are sort of, I wouldn't say aggressive, but at least the fight fans are. We like to see it rip in. We like to see guys rip in. And I said to Plessis, would you stand toe-to-toe to him? He said, absolutely. And you know what's something very interesting he said to me? I said to him, are you prepared to die in the ring? He said, I'm prepared to die. And he said, I'm prepared. I know that I have to be prepared to kill someone.
Who said that?
Dricus. And I said, and he looked me straight in the eye, and with that really strong South African look that he has, and I actually believed him. And
all of these guys. I mean, if you go in and you're going to stand toe to toe for 5 rounds, and remember, you can punch, kick, knee, elbow, take a shin to the head. These people are wired differently than the rest of us. That's what makes professional fighters, and especially in MMA, so different as far as humans go. There's this many of them right here that become world champions and have that type of mindset. They're not wired like you and I. They're different. They're special human beings. And I mean, I think that's all of their mindset when they go in and fight.
So the octagon it is really a true battlefield. Like it's a true, and I think that's part of its appeal. Could I ask you this, and I'll ask you too, Premier? Really unbelievably great fighters. Who is the number one? Is it John Jones? Who are we talking about? Who do you think?
You know the answer to this question. It's absolutely positively John Jones. John Jones is the best ever. It's become this running joke almost now, but listen, nobody can debate it. Nobody can debate that John Jones is the greatest to ever live. He is, and I don't just say this in UFC, in MMA, ever in the history. If you look at his skill set and what he's able to do compared to boxers or anybody else that's ever fought, John Jones beats everybody.